Hey everyone, so we ran out of battery yesterday and the camera was overheating a little bit, so we decided to do this kind of in a two-parter.
Because there's a lot of questions and our camera was not about that life. So, like Johnny said, it started to overheat a little bit and that got me a little nervous.
Alright, so we're going to continue with the questions.
Yes.
We answered the first 24 yesterday, so we're on the 25th question now. And that would be, what would you do if you didn't have to work?
I most likely would take advantage of the extra free time and educate myself on just any of the equipment that we use for when we travel, just so I can get more comfortable with it. Just spend more time filming and capturing different things, I guess, and then just learn how to edit better, put it together better.
Patty kind of said the same thing as me. I think if I didn't have to work, I'd still want to work, but it'd be in something that I actually want to do. Whether it's in video production or podcasting or writing a book even. Like, I'd still make a job out of it, but it'd be something that I really want to do as opposed to working just to make a living.
So, what is the most reliable source of travel advice?
I'd probably say YouTube. I think YouTube's probably a really great source to get a lot of different information. And you get different perspectives. You know, some people will show you the best foods to eat. Other people will show you different places that you might want to see that are off the beaten path. I just think YouTube's really fun to get all of that information.
Definitely that and travel blogs, even though I am more on YouTube and doing more of my research on YouTube. I do follow, actually, a couple travel blogs. They don't just show you the good things, they show you the good, the bad, the ugly.
How many gadgets are you carrying on a trip?
So let's count. We have our drone, GoPro.
We both have our own camera, laptop, we both have a phone, so that's 7 things right there. And then we have a small little point and shoot, the one that we're filming on right now.
Oh, right. Duh. I forgot.
And this is the one that we'll usually be bringing around with us while we have the bigger cameras to kind of take photos with. Plus a stabilizer, a tripod. If you count those, then 10.
We don't take all this equipment everywhere we go. We try to pack as light as possible. So what do you wish you brought traveling that you haven't?
Nothing. I mean, I bring everything that I want to bring. There's nothing that I wish I brought that I didn't.
Yeah. I guess same applies to me as well. So yeah, my
advice would be just packing accordingly to weather conditions.
Too much.
So, nothing?
Nothing, yeah.
Strict schedule or go with the flow?
I think a nice little happy medium in between. Depending where you're going and how long for. When we were in Bali, in Ubud, we had 2 full travel days. One was 8 hours and the other one was 12 hours. So that was just nonstop and it was exhausting. And then when we went to Gili, we just had a lot of time to, I guess, relax and I guess enjoy the beauty and the nature and everything around us. And then after that, we came back to Seminyak, and then again, we had more long travel days. So yeah, just a nice happy medium with strict schedule and go with the flow.
I like to have a schedule in place usually when we go somewhere, just so that, you know, if we want to explore different areas or see certain things that we can actually get those done. But I think it's good to have the schedule open for relaxation periods as well.
What destination have you found to be overrated?
Probably Waikiki Beach in Hawaii. It was a very touristy city where every single place was just there for tourists. So they had like Louis Vuitton, Cheesecake Factory, things like that. They didn't have any kind of authentic Hawaiian places really to go shopping there. If you wanted that, you had to go to Maui or the Big Island or something like that. Hawaii's great, but Waikiki was alright.
I agree with him as well. That was my answer. We wanted to get away from the city and when we went there, it was just very overcrowded with tourists. When we were on the beach, it was packed. It was very overpopulated. And it was absolutely stunning. It was beautiful. The water was pristine and blue, but it was nothing that I guess I thought it would be. I absolutely adore Hawaii, one of my favorite places I've ever been, but Waikiki, in my opinion, was overrated.
Alright, so what destination have you found to be underrated?
So I really hope I'm pronouncing this right. Alsace, France. Oh, we stopped there for 3 hours just to eat lunch, and it was absolutely stunning. It was like something out of a fairy tale.
It's like Beauty and the Beast.
That's exactly what it was. It was very, I feel like, pastel colored buildings and just like very florally and nature-esque. It was so beautiful. I wish we got to spend a little bit longer there, but we were on a time crunch, so we were only just spending lunch there. But I think Alsace, France.
For me, same trip that we were on with the France was Austria. We stopped in Innsbruck, Austria for a few hours, and I just loved Austria. I thought it was so nice. The town was beautiful. The food was great. Everyone was super friendly. Plenty of dachshunds around, and it was just really beautiful. We got to go to the top of a tower and kind of overlook and see everything, and it was just a fun time. I wish I stayed longer. Somewhere I'd like to go on vacation at some point. What was the most challenging thing you've ever done?
Anything involving boats. I had a not so pleasant experience with a booze cruise in Hawaii, and it gave me PTSD for any other boat activities that we had to do in the future. So getting over that was a challenge, but I'm actually really proud of myself because I did very well in Bali. I was very proud.
I said yesterday that I am not a big fan of water stuff, so whenever there's anything like with snorkeling and things like that, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a fan of it, but I hate wearing the flippers and stuff. I always feel like they're dragging me down. So anytime that we go somewhere and Patty wants to do like a snorkeling exhibition and I go with her, I always find that kind of challenging, but maybe I'm just lazy. City or countryside?
Countryside, for sure. Nice and slow. I think because we're so close to a huge city. How about you?
City. We're next to a big city, and I like the city.
So, do you prefer to walk, take public transportation, or private?
I think it's all depending on where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to walk if it's somewhere that we can walk. Like, again, if we're in a city, it's much easier to walk around places. Private transportation if we're in the countryside, and public transportation if it's the most convenient way. So I think it's all dependent on where we are.
Yep. You took the words right out of my mouth.
What was the last book you read?
The last book I read was gifted to me by my dear friend Cheyenne. Love you, Cheyenne. It is called The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. It is a wonderful book, easy read, and I highly recommend.
So the last book I read was The Colorless Zukuru Tazaki and the Years of Pilgrimage by Haruki Murakami. And I might have butchered the name a little bit. It's a Japanese name, but it's pretty good.
So what was the last film that you saw?
I saw Extraction yesterday. It's on Netflix. It's alright.
I don't really watch too many films.
So it's the last TV show.
Outer Banks. So good.
Which country had the best weather?
With me, I really enjoy warm weather, so I would say Indonesia. It was about in like the 80s, 90s when we went there, so I really enjoyed it. I don't know about you, but I thought it was perfect for me because I'm always cold. So I would say Indonesia. What about you?
I thought Germany was really nice. Which religious or spiritual sites have you visited?
So I'm going to need a little bit of help with this one because they're all from Bali. Goa Gojah?
Goa Gojah.
Goa Gojah. That is the Elephant Caves. Puri, Saren, Agung. Ubud Water Palace.
Gunung Lebah Temple.
And Saraswati Temple in Ubud.
So the temples, of course, that Patty mentioned. When we were in Italy, we went to Venice and we went into a couple churches.
Oh, yeah.
I looked up the churches, but there's like 20 churches because it's Italy, so I don't know which one we were in.
So, do you prefer the window or the aisle seat?
I prefer extra legroom. Besides that, I don't really care. I'm 6'5", so any extra legroom I can get is helpful.
I'll take the aisle seat, just so I can spread my legs out a little bit, but I do prefer the window sometimes.
So, what's the longest single journey you've ever taken?
So I think that's a given, and that is Bali. It was 26 and a half hours, so that was by far the longest flight that we ever took.
I'd say my longest single flight was to California. I wasn't married or in a relationship at the time, and it was 6.5 hours.
I hate you. So what is the best thing that you brought abroad? I need help. So what is the best thing that you bought abroad?
Beer in Germany. I don't really buy much for myself except little souvenirs while I'm on vacation.
Yeah, same here. Just little trinkets here and there. I was a huge fan of the vegan gelato in Italy. A lot of gelato that trip.
So, for the most part, food.
Yeah.
We're always happy about food.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll stay friends with the people you met abroad?
Yeah. We met 2 guys when we were in Germany. And I'm still friends with them on Facebook. And then when we did the Europe tour, we still talk to the people that we went on the trip with, and we invited a couple of them to our wedding.
And we have another friend who's in Hawaii who we randomly met, so we try to make friends while we're away sometimes.
So would you rather see a bunch of places or get to know one really well?
I've always said I want to go to Japan. I'd love to stay in Japan and learn it really well, but also during all that going to other countries every couple months or something like that. If I really had to choose, I'd probably choose going to a bunch of different places just because there's so many different things that you can see in this world, and why limit yourself to just one?
As much as I would love to get to be indulged in one area or culture, I would like to see as much as I possibly can. I just want to kind of branch out and experience different foods, cultures, diversity. I would definitely say try to see as much as possible.
Do you prefer hot, cold, or temperate weather?
Again, it depends where you're going, but of course I prefer to be comfortable and warm. I'll say warm, but I don't really mind. As long as I have the appropriate clothing, I'm fine.
I think it's all depending on where you are. You don't want it to be super hot in Iceland because a lot of the beauty of Iceland is, the snow and everything they have there. And you don't want it to be freezing in Bali because it's supposed to be a tropical island. I think it's really important that it's location dependent to what the preference of the weather is.
So, what was the most interesting animal you've seen while traveling?
In Disney, they have the Safari and Animal Kingdom, and they have this one animal called the okapi, and it's a zebra-giraffe hybrid. It's the only other animal in the giraffe family, and it's just a really interesting animal, so the okapi.
Not so much interesting, but it was really cool seeing a meerkat up close. They were so fun. One of them looked right at us. It was so cool to see them up close and
staring right into our souls.
What was the best place you stayed in?
The Hanging Gardens of Bali in Ubud. Absolutely stunning. The most expensive place we probably will ever stay, but it was gorgeous. Truly exceeded my expectations. We had our own infinity pool. We were just surrounded by the jungle, and the service was superb. They pretty much just treat you like royalty. Some of the nicest and most genuine people I've ever come in contact with.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, if you're paying that much for a room, I don't know if you can get anything better, really.
So, what is your dream traveling experience?
For me, I'd say just being able to travel and get paid for it, either through a blog or through YouTube or a podcast. I'd love to get paid to travel.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. And I mean, it'd also be really cool to fly business class or first class one time.
Sweet class.
Or suite class.
Are you usually early, late, or right on time?
With traveling, I'm pretty early or on time. In between both. My time management when it comes to flying is great.
I'm early.
He's very early, yes. Bungee jumping, yay or nay?
Yay, depending on the type of bungee. If they do the whole body harness, I'd be down to do it. It seems really fun.
Maybe. I mean, I am getting over my fears each and every travel experience, so who knows in the next couple of years if I want to get crazy and spontaneous and be like, hey, you know what, let's go bungee jumping today. So you know what, I am not opposed to it, so I'm going to say maybe.
Alright, so this is our final question for the video. We've gone through 49 already, so this will finally be the big 50. If you stuck with us this long, we appreciate it. We know it's going to be a little bit of a long video, but hopefully this helps to get to know us. And this last question is all about getting to know us a little bit more. So this question is, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
So 3 words I would describe myself. I'm pretty passionate. I am definitely a dreamer and a wanderer.
For me, curious, disciplined, and funny.
He's definitely funny. That's why I married him.
So that's all of our questions. If you have any questions for us that we didn't answer in this was all travel related, please leave it in the comments below. We'd love to actually make a video where people ask us questions.
So I enjoy any travel content, so if you guys have any requests for any more travel videos or any more questions, please leave them down in the comments below. We would love to read them.
Any suggestions for vlogs, anything you want us to do, anything you want to see, let us also know that. Even if it's not travel related, we'd still love to do it.
So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment any more video requests that you have, and give this a nice fat subscribe. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. You're staying safe and you're staying healthy during this time. Be safe, be happy, be still. Much love. Bye.